Police keep using my driveway as a speed trap, and one officer is getting hostile when I ask them to leave. I live on a road where people like to speed, and my neighbors rightfully complain since they have kids and pets near the street. The police started doing periodic enforcement, which I support in theory. The problem is they've decided to use the end of my very long hidden driveway as their speed trap location. My house sits far back from the road, so I can't see or hear what's happening out there. This means I never know when there's a patrol car blocking my driveway until I try to leave for work and find my path blocked by a squad car when I open my gate. I've had to ask 2 different officers to leave my property. I'm always polite but firm, explaining that even the area beyond my gate is still private property. One officer was initially annoyed but left without argument and hasn't returned. The other guy is becoming a real problem. I've had to deal with this second officer 4 times now. The first 2 encounters, he was friendly and acted like he didn't realize it was private property. The third time, he was clearly irritated about being asked to move. The fourth time, he completely lost his professionalism and snapped at me, claiming, "You're the one who called us out here." When I explained that I wasn't the person who called and repeated that he couldn't use my property, he started playing games. He asked if I didn't care about my neighbors' concerns and whether I was okay with them being upset. He even implied that I must be worried about getting caught speeding myself, which was completely out of line. This officer is clearly the type who doesn't like being told no and is looking to make an enemy out of anyone who doesn't let him do whatever he wants. I need advice on how to address this without facing retaliation from someone who obviously has a badge and an attitude problem. I'm having a security camera installed at my gate on Monday to document any future interactions, but I'm not sure what other steps to take. I considered parking my truck at the end of the driveway right at the street edge to block their access, but moving it every day would be a major inconvenience. The situation is frustrating because I support traffic enforcement in my neighborhood, but not at the expense of my property rights. There are plenty of other places they could set up their speed trap that don't involve trespassing on private property. The fact that one officer is getting increasingly hostile about being asked to follow basic property laws is concerning. I understand that police work is stressful and they deal with difficult people all day, but that doesn't give them the right to use private property without permission or to intimidate property owners who assert their legal rights. The officer's suggestion that I must be hiding something because I don't want them on my property is particularly troubling. I'm worried that if I escalate this through official channels, this officer might decide to make my life difficult in other ways. Police retaliation against people who file complaints is unfortunately not uncommon, and I don't want to deal with harassment or selective enforcement down the road. At the same time, I can't just let this continue. My property rights matter, and no one should have to deal with increasingly aggressive behavior from law enforcement officers who are supposed to be serving the community. The whole situation has me questioning whether there are any good options for resolving this that don't put me at risk for future problems.